game up. They make a thirst-quenching adult beverage with a special blend of electrolytes. Comes in fruit punch, orange, lemon, lime, and grape.
Guys, that's right, lemon, lime, and grape. And it's only 110 calories, low carbs, so enjoy yourself some game up and enjoy what we got coming up. We're talking about high-level combat sports heavyweight. So let's talk about the opposite. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. It was a spectacle. Chevy, you called this one about as good as you could call it. You said Jake Paul, Mike might be dangerous in that first round. Then Jake Paul is going to probably coast, and he probably won't want to hurt Mike. And we'll go to a boring decision. I wasn't feeling too well that day, and I was out doing some family business. I got home a little late, and so I'm watching SmackDown. I'm watching some wrestling because I'm like, all right, I'll have Netflix on in the background. I'll see how the card's going. And it's going slower than I expected. So I'm like, okay. I was like, I don't think I'm going to stay up for all of this, because it was like 10 o'clock, and the co-main event wasn't even on yet. And I was like, all right. And so I hid my alerts in our group chat and other group chat that I had that was talking about it because I'm like, I don't want to get spoiled. I want to watch it. And because of the sheer steam this thing picked up because it got so big, I got another text from a random person who doesn't watch, boxer MMA. And they just said, all it said was, that was a bullshit fight. And so I woke up and I was like, all right, whatever. I'm going to watch this now. And I watched it and I was like, oh man, this is exactly what Chevy said, because I was thinking when he said that, it was going to be some weird knockout or something goofy was going to happen. And I'm like, oh no, it's just going to be boring. It wasn't obviously a great fight. I'll let you kind of talk about the fight. I will just I'll just say this too, because we're going to talk about the event as a whole. The co-main event, ladies, Katie Taylor, Serrano. Holy cow. I watched that yesterday before we recorded this. Amazing fight. Just the speed and the value. And the fact that they're 2-minute rounds for the ladies, which I think Morrow brought up. I know they would like to do 3-minute rounds, but he said, man, the argument is look how exciting the action is here. I know I heard conflicting reports. I'll be honest, I wasn't studying it, but I felt like Serrano won the fight from what I saw. I'm curious what you think. And also the yelling at Katie Taylor for the headbutt. I thought the initial headbutt that I saw looked accidental, but she clearly was leaning in with her head a lot, which I think that was some of the other concerns, what they weren't happy about. So I guess overall, Chevy, your opinion on the thoughts on the whole card and, the co-main event, main event, and anything else. And also, do you think this event, because it was so big, actually hurt Jake Paul's momentum?
No, I don't think it hurts his momentum because people are dumb. I don't know where he goes next, though.
Right.
I don't know who he fights after this is the only thing. So I'm sure he'll figure out somebody. You just keep fighting retired people and, people keep retiring. So he'll have people to fight. So I'm not worried about that. As far as the production, a lot of technical issues, audio wise. This fight happened in the Dallas Cowboys stadium, right, owned by Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones was on the broadcast talking about how great it was that Netflix was doing a streaming a live event, and as he's talking about that, his audio cuts out on the broadcast. Right. That happened multiple times, obviously issues with that. And then the event was so big, it had so many people watching it. Yeah. I guess they said 60 million viewers or whatever. Netflix servers just could not keep up. I kept having to flip between my phone, my computer, and my Xbox, switching between Netflix to try to get streams because it would just buffer up to 99%, and then nothing would come up for 5 or 10 minutes. So I missed large parts of the earlier fights, including the co-main, the Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. I did see parts of it, a lot of it, but I missed a lot of it as well. So I didn't see the headbutt that caused the big cut. I missed that part that on Amanda where Katie had a point deducted, apparently. So, yeah. But I did see, and then I saw stats afterwards. Amanda had 100 punches more landed, and Katie had a point deduction for that headbutt, and Katie still won a decision. So I didn't watch the entire fight, so I can't say it was a robbery, but it certainly seems suspect for sure. That's boxing, so I'm not surprised. Yeah. But the fight was great. 2 great fights out of these women. Let's see a third one, Yeah. For sure. Respect to Jake Paul for, pushing women's boxing too, because the first fight happened on a Jake Paul was supposed to be a Jake Paul card as well. So he's the reason that all this is happening. So respect him, credit where it's due.
I think the next step for Jake Paul is going to be he is going to fight a legit boxer. However, I think he's going to be looking to fighting smaller boxers. I have this feeling that I see people like Ryan Garcia upset, Gervonta Davis, and I'm like, he might try to do something where he could bully. The only thing, though, that I think would put the kibosh on that possibly is there's such a weight discrepancy getting it sanctioned and at a weight because
commissions
Davis, Garcia, David, again, first to get him to do it. Also, these guys like Davis and Garcia, like they're shrewd. But boxing is not, and like these are shrewd camps, and they will make you come down a lot in weight. And I don't know if Paul would want to do that, but I could see it being an option if he thinks, oh, here's a guy with some steam over here who's much smaller. He's a real fighter, and they'll try to work that angle. I'm not sure to what level, but I could see that possibly being the next step here.
For sure. I think that's a possibility for sure, because like I said, I don't know where he goes from here with fighting old guys.
That's the thing, yeah.
Yeah. The Tyson fight, though, I'm glad Tyson got paid. Jake carried him, really. Honestly, he carried him after the first 2 rounds. Tyson's legs were basically gone. His head movement was good. He still had good, like, peekaboo head movement. But he just could not catch Jake and could really generate a lot of power and everything. So I'm glad that Jake didn't, knock him out, and we didn't have to see Mike Tyson get hurt. And he got paid. So respect to him and respect to the Tyson legend. So.
Absolutely.
If you haven't tried Game Up, then you are missing out. Imagine your favorite seltzer and your favorite sports drink had a baby, but it's way better than that. Each can is 110 calories, low carb, 4.9 ABV. It's a nice light drink that is not light on flavor. Game Up comes in fruit punch, orange, lemon, lime, and grape.